Hi, my name is Rini Sampath. I'm the student body president at the University of Southern California, and this is my life story. I definitely identify with the term Asian American. In fact, I think hyphenated identities are incredibly important to immigrant families and communities who come from afar, or people who are first generation, second generation. It's something so beautiful to know that our identities of being American also has another story behind it. My family story it's very interesting. My grandfather, he grew up and only obtained a 7th grade education. My grandmother stopped when she was in the 1st grade. They had many kids, and my father is the third in his family to obtain a university education in his entire family, like family history, uncles, aunts, you name it. So I think it's really powerful that he was then able to do something so special for our family, and his decision to take the risk of moving us to the United States was amazing. It was transformative. My vice president and I were the first dual female ticket to win the position of president and VP in Pac-12 history. When I decided I wanted to run for student body president, people were recommending to me that I pick someone who was a white Greek male. Greek is affiliated with the Greek system on college campuses, because I am a non-Greek woman of color. As I was looking at the people we have in our student government cabinet, I thought about my vice president, Jordan, and she definitely was the most qualified and experienced candidate to be my vice president. And I thought, I want something like that to change our campus culture and the idea of what people can achieve here as well. And so I was definitely advised against doing that by some people, but I thought, if not now, then when? The day that the polls opened, our campus anonymous bulletin board app was exploding with all of these different comments, and there were comments like, the I in Rini stands for ISIS, a vote for Rini is a vote for Al-Qaeda. Those seem like funny jokes, but in reality are laced with prejudice and this type of rhetoric that we should never see on college campuses. And I think that was the first time I realized my identity as an Indian American was something that would be a real obstacle for me in this country. So I used that as a fuel to my fire, but that didn't come without the fact I definitely cried in my office to our senior director of communications and our elections director, and I said, like, is this worth it? Is this worth doing? But then I remember the day that we won. I remember looking to my friend Paul Samaha, and he was our communications PR guy for our campaign and my best friend, and I said to him, Paul, this is more than just us. This is not about us anymore. It's not about us. And I was crying to him, and it was a beautiful experience for me, because I realized by being the first dual female ticket to win, or the first woman in a decade, it was signaling to women everywhere and young girls that they can do it too, that they should take this on. I would love to see more Asian Americans, more women of color, more people of color involved in student government. I think we have a diverse student government team here at USC, definitely, but we don't want conversations of diversity and inclusion to be siloed in things like our APASA is the name of our Asian Pacific American Student Assembly, and we don't want those conversations to get pigeonholed in just those groups or those branches of student government. In order to be a more inclusive space, we need to see the faces of these different people in all types of different roles, in finance roles, in advocacy roles, you name it. So I think that encouraging people and cultivating the next generation of student leaders, it takes talking to those individuals and encouraging their involvement and being mentors for them and being there for them and telling them that they can do it. And I think that's so important to have Asian Americans represented in student government, because that's the way we're going to be able to change culture and the community around us and make a difference, is to have our voices heard and our community represented. I think the movement we've seen on college campuses across the nation is so notable, and I think people should be paying attention, because our generation is characterized as lazy. We're characterized as people who don't care, apathetic, you name it. But then when we see these kinds of movements happen, I hope people are paying attention, and I hope people aren't going to continue characterizing us in that way, because this is exactly what was happening in the Vietnam years and the civil rights years, every generation has their own struggle. It's something that Coretta Scott King said, and it's something that I believe in so deeply. This is our generation's struggle. It's our way of speaking out. We're using social media, we're using our writing, our filmmaking, whatever, you name it, and we're using those mediums to speak up and empower each other about the injustices that are happening. And I think all of the student concerns are absolutely valid. Higher education and institutions of higher education are breeding grounds for our next lawyers, our next attorneys and police officers, individuals who are going to go on and make an impact in society. So if we're not creating culturally competent individuals, we're going to face the same issues we're facing now.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.